Hey everybody, it's Shannon. I am sitting here waiting for one of my most favorite things, which is for my daughter to come home. She hasn't been feeling well at school, so, it's hard when you're trying to become an adult and you get sick and your mom's not there to take care of you or to go inside the medicine cabinet that has everything and give you something that you need. So bless her heart, I told her to come home, we'd go to the doctor, and that I would take care of her for a few days and she'd be good as new by Monday. So I'm anxiously awaiting her arrival. And while I did that, I thought I would give you a little update. I went today to see the doctor. Well, I didn't go to see the doctor. I had to go for a liver function test, which apparently I have to have now every Friday before the Monday of my chemo. And I'll be honest, it kind of wigged me out a little bit because all this time, I've asked, is my liver okay? Is my liver okay? And they keep saying, yes, your liver is fine. But if you have to have a liver function test every time you go in, I'm thinking my liver is probably not fine. And so that kind of wigged me out a little bit, and I told my husband, I was like, what am I going to do? And he, talked me off the cliff and said, Shannon, I'm pretty sure the doctor has probably seen this before. If there's a test for this, chances are people have this and they have something that they do for it. So that's true. So I'm just going to try and not think about that and wait until Monday and see what happens. I went and saw the nutritionist also because my weight, I guess, got too low. So I had to go see her, and it was okay. She gave me some very good advice, but on the flip side, when you don't feel like eating or everything tastes horrible like cardboard, you don't feel like eating. And who wants to eat cardboard? Nobody. So I decided I was just going to do what I could do. And that was the best I could do. And if I gained weight, great. I did freak out a little bit on Tuesday when I got on the scale and it said 100 pounds. And I thought, good Lord, that's ridiculous. So I did Wednesday, Thursday, especially try and pack on some high caloric things. And today when I got on the scale, I think I said 107 at the doctor. So that made me feel better. But I noticed I'm on the schedule to see her again in a month. So I guess I'm going to have to try and keep packing on weight. That's something, I'll be honest, I never in a million years thought I would have to do. Never. I've always either been just normal or, if anything, I thought I needed to lose like 10 or 15 pounds. But never, eat this protein powder that's got 160 calories for every, teaspoon you stick in anything, because your weight has to come up. So that's kind of weird. But supposedly they want my weight to be 120, to which I told her my weight has not been 120 since I had my colon resected. That's just unreasonable, I think. So I am going to shoot for 110 to 115. That would be really good. But I mean, I don't know that I can eat that much anymore. For those of you who have my issue, you know what I'm talking about. And I hate it when people just say, just eat this. It's like, well, that tastes like metal. Would you eat it if it tastes like metal? No. Would you eat it if it tastes like cardboard? No, you wouldn't. Or, have something spicy so you can really taste it. Well, that's great, but it goes straight through you. So I can't imagine that my body picked up any nutrition from that whatsoever on the way out. But, oh, the trials of cancer. So that's where we are right now. And hopefully things will turn around and look up. And I'm just going to do the best I can do. And think positively, and I think it'll all turn out for the best. It'll all be okay in the end. So really that's about all I have. Oh, I was going to tell you about my 2 new short-term goals that I have, which aren't really that short, but they're shorter than living for 5 years. So one thing I remember when my dad died, it was, you have to I had to plan his funeral, and I was so upset and grieving my father and everything. So that was just so hard. So I decided that I would go ahead and plan out my funeral so that would be done, so that John and the kids would not have to think about that or do that. They could just, hand over the plans to, the funeral people and say, here's what she wanted. And, then there would only be a couple little, I'm sure, questions or whatever. So I think it would be easier for them. The other thing I thought about doing was writing letters that they could open at different, kind of milestone events. Just with my advice or what I would tell them at that point in their life or something like that. Well, given my experience thus far, what I would tell them. Things like that I think that they would appreciate. Because I know I would have appreciated that from my dad. So I would have liked that. So those are my 2 goals. To plan my funeral, which seems a little morbid, but really I think it's more of a gift. I would have liked that gift from my dad. So really I think that's more of a gift than me being morbid. I don't plan on using it anytime soon, but at least it'll be done, and I don't have to worry about it or think about it or any of that. And then writing the letters, which I know that'll take some time to write. So those are my 2 things. And I'm going to get started on them probably on Monday after my daughter goes back to school. And that's about it. So, I will let you know after my chemo next week how it goes, what the liver function test said, all that good stuff. And I'll talk to you later. Bye. Stay positive.